What's going on, guys? TTL here. Going to be going over my top 4 NBA props for today. Today is November 10th, 2024. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you're going to tell any of these. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it, guys. So, as always, there is a VIP you can join for $20 a month, and there's a money back guarantee going on right now. So, if you don't profit on your first day, you get your $20 refunded and you keep your month of VIP. But other than that, yesterday we had a pretty good day. We went 2-0 on college football props, and then we went 4-2 on NBA props, and it was actually a little bit sad. So we had Levine over 20.5 points. He had 14 points at half, should have easily cashed. Ended up with 18. He went 1 for 5 3-pointers. If he had just made one more of those, he cashes that. Um, Derek Jones Jr., we had over 13.5 points and rebounds. He had 3 fouls, and it was like 4 minutes, 5 minutes of playing, and then he didn't play the rest of the first half. So, really unfortunate there. I think Derek Jones Jr. ended up with like 6, something like that. But just very unfortunate. But let's bounce back today. We did go 6-2 total yesterday. It was a pretty good day in VIP. We did profit like 3 units, 4 units, something like that. So we will take that. And let's just get on to today's props. So as always, we're using predictiveprofits.ai for our research. This is honestly, I made it, so I might be a little bit biased. I made this from the ground up, every single little bit of it, the algorithm, everything. So I might be a little bit biased, but this is the best tool in the market. It does 10,000 simulations per prop. It tells you whether to take the over or under, tells you the hit rate of the over or under, the odds on sports books, the implied probability based on sports books, and then you can click their names and it shows you like extra stats as well. So just absolutely phenomenal website, guys. Use code TTL50 for 50% off your first week, month, or year, and just try us out. There's no reason not to at least try for a week. And you can click the link in the description or in the pinned comment to see this. But let's get into today's picks. The first pick is actually the most popular pick on Prizepicks right now. 15.7 thousand people have taken this, and it's going to be Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points. Now, I don't take anything just because it's popular. I don't take anything just based off last 5. I use predictive profits for my research, and this was one of the highest hit rate props that it has on the board. So we can take a look. Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points. He's cashed in 5 straight games. The one game he didn't go over this season. He's 5 of 6 this season. The one game he didn't go over was by 0.5. Now, to be fair, every single game he's been pretty close to this number. The 27 and the 30 are the only differences, but 24, 25, 25, 23. The opposing team is ranked 21st in the league for points allowed per game, so they're a bottom 10 team, allowing 116 points per game. I think that this is a great spot for Jaylen Brown. He's projected for around 26 points, 25.8 points from Predictive Profits, and they have him projected to hit this in around 88.67% of the time in this matchup. So I am loving this play today. Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points. I do think it could be bumped up, especially because everyone is taking this right now. But Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points versus the Bucks. Loving it. Let's lock it in. This one starts in around 4 or 5 hours, or around 5 hours. So go ahead and lock this one in. Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points. And let's move on to our second play of the day. The second play of the day is going to be Anthony Davis. So we're going to take his over 28.5 points. And it looks like this was taken off. I'm going to go ahead and go over this prop because it probably will be back, but at 29. I'm not sure why they took off just his points. Typically, they'll just bump it. But Anthony Davis over 28.5 points. We can see he's only went under this one time this whole season. He's went over this in 87.5% this season, and in 4 of his last 5. He's averaging 32.3 points per game, and the opposing team is literally 29th in points allowed. They're allowing 123 points per game. This is a great spot for AD. He's been getting a ton of usage and a ton of points every single game this season. He's projected to hit the over in 85.56% of games in this matchup in this position. He's getting projected 32 points this game. His line was 28.5. This is a no-brainer for me AD over 28.5 points. Again, I do think this will be added back. If not, I'm sure it is still on UnderDog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, any of those apps, which you can use code TTL for a 100% deposit match. But I'm sure that AD will be back on Prizepicks as well. You can take it up to 29. I wouldn't take it at 29.5 just because there are better props on the board, and you can use predictive profits to find the ones that are above him if he bumps up to 29.5. But next up, we have Andrew Nembhard, and we're taking his under 11.5 points versus the Knicks. Now, trust me when I say I hate taking the under on a line that is so low. I hate it. But I do love it in this spot versus the Knicks. We can take a look. The Knicks are 5th in the league for least amount of points allowed per game. They're allowing 108.6 points per game. Predictive Profits has him projected for right around 7.5, 8 points in this game. And they have him going under in around 84%, 84.42% projected hit rate in this scenario. So we can see he's only went over this in one game of his past 5. This season, he's played 7 games and only went over this once. And the one time he went over it was by 1.5 points. He had 13 points. I expect this to be a game where he's getting 4, maybe 5 points. I do think that he goes under this fairly easily. So let's go ahead and take the Andrew Nembhard under 11.5 points in this matchup versus the Knicks tonight. And then our final play that we're going to take is the second most popular play of the day. And it's going to be Cat over 14 rebounds and assists. So the line on Sportsbooks is actually 14.5 right now. You can get it at 13.5 on Chalkboard or Sleeper if you want. I prefer taking it at the 14 just because I have them projected for over 14.5. So for me, in this position, I would rather just take the 14, have that little bit of push potential, but also I think he's going to cash. So the line on predictive profits is 14.5. We can see he's only went under this in 2 games this season. He's never pushed the 14 line this season either. He's either gotten 15 or more or 13 or less. The 2 unders he had 10 RA and 13 RA. He has cashed this in 5 straight games. Over his last 5, he's averaging 17. This season, he's averaging 15.3. We have him projected for around 15.8. So we can say around 16 RA this game, with a projected hit rate of 81.11% in this matchup. Now, the opposing team are 4th in the league for least amount of assists allowed, allowing 23.4 assists per game, but they are 24th in rebounds allowed, allowing 54.9 rebounds per game. When we take a look at Towns, we can see his rebound line is already at 11.5. I think that he could easily get 2 or 3 assists to make this worth taking the RA instead of just rebounds. But if you wanted to take the over 11.5 rebounds, feel free. I just feel more comfortable with the rebounds and assist combined. But that's going to be the 4 picks for today, guys. Again, we have Jaylen Brown over 23.5 points. Anthony Davis over 28.5. He did bump up to 29.5. If you want to take this, that's fine. Again, I think there's probably going to be better things on the board. You can use code TTL50 for half off predictive profits and just use that tool to find better picks. But if you want to take it at 29.5, I do have him projected for around 32. But I'm sure there are just better, higher hit rate plays at this number. And then we have Andrew under 11.5 points. And finally, Cat over 14 RA. So that's going to be the 4 plays for today, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.